Like and subscribe on the way in the door, my people. I hope you all are having a truly fantastic day today. Before we get started, I want to thank everyone who chimed in on my 90s check-in video. I was reading through some of the stories, some great stories, and I will start making the videos with some of those stories on Monday. But appreciate you guys for chiming in. And just, again, this channel is about, like I said, this is a Jordan channel. This is a 90s channel. And really showing people who did not grow up in that time what the 90s was all about. And everything wasn't all great in the 90s. And I'm going to do some videos on that kind of stuff as well. But growing up during the Jordan era, if you were a basketball fan, there was nothing like it. And again, Jordan took the world by storm, and it was literally the whole world. And that is represented by all the stories that you guys told on that video. So thanks again for chiming in. All right, on to today's topic. You see the title. Today we are talking about how Michael Jordan controlled the game better than any other player in NBA history. If you've been watching my channel long enough, you know one of the things that I always say is Michael Jordan was in his mental prime by the second three-peat. His first three-peat, he was in his physical prime. Second three-peat, he was in his mental prime. And there's a video with, there's an interview with B.J. Armstrong on the, Rich Eisen show. And Rich Eisen asked him about, the whole Michael Jordan and LeBron things. And, he's saying the typical stuff that gets said about LeBron. He's a facilitator, blah, 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 blah. And he was talking about Michael Jordan. He was like, Michael Jordan is a scorer, first, second, and third. But he said, one of the things he said about Michael Jordan that I think if we all think about this, we know this to be the absolute truth. He said something to the effect, and I'm paraphrasing, he said something to the effect that Michael Jordan stopped playing the game and simply finished the game. He called him the greatest finisher in basketball. And this is what I mean by that second three-peat. Michael seems to be in his mental prime. To me, if you watch Michael Jordan, and really, like I say this is when it was the most, but he had it even during the first three-peat. But to me, by the second three-peat, it was really evident. To me, when you watch Michael Jordan, one of the things, characteristics about him, if you're paying attention, is that he never panics. And B.J. Armstrong said something to the degree like, he stopped facilitating, he stopped doing this and doing that, and he simply finished the game. And this is what I mean by Michael Jordan controlled the game like no other. This is what LeBron James severely lacks. This is what I mean by Michael Jordan controlled the game. Michael Jordan simply, number one, as Phil Jackson has said, Michael Jordan tended to get his points within the flow of the offense. Again, for those of you who watched Jordan, for those of us who lived through that time, we know this to be true. Michael Jordan got his points within the flow of the offense. But even more so than that, to me, Michael Jordan really scored when it was needed. He was great about scoring when it was needed. He was great about making a play when it was needed, whether it was a rebound, whether it was a steal. You know, Jordan was very keen. It's like, the momentum starting to slip away, we need a bucket. The momentum starting to slip away, we got to make sure we get this rebound. The momentum starting to slip away, let me really lock down on D. And to me, this is what made Jordan, another reason that made Michael Jordan so great is his ability to just impose his will at the times when it was needed most. And so, yeah, to me, if you watch a lot of these, not only the games, but not only the regular season, but especially in the playoffs and especially in the finals. I mean, you got to think about it. This guy never went to a game 6. That's not a coincidence, people. See, if he only had a couple of championships and it never went to a game 6, you could say, okay, well, you know, maybe that's a coincidence. But he went to the final 6 times. He won all 6 times, and it never went to a game 6. That's not a coincidence. Fanboys, that's not a coincidence. Like, Michael Jordan literally had figured out that, hey, the game is won in the fourth quarter. And my job is to keep us close so that we have a chance of winning in the fourth quarter. And then in the fourth quarter, I close out the game. And all of that, you know, years of developing that kind of IQ for the game. You know, let's just go ahead and say it. Michael Jordan definitely has a higher IQ for basketball than LeBron James. Again, LeBron James is book smart, not street smart. Like, Jordan was just had a high IQ. He had instincts for the game of basketball that only comes from being keenly aware and hyper competitive in that kind of way. But yeah, so he developed all these things that resulted in his last shot as a Chicago Bull. You know, I mean, to me, that's arguably one of the most clutch plays in basketball history. For him to go down and get the steal on Malone, come down the court, no timeout. Everybody in the arena, everybody on both teams knows what's about to happen. And for Jordan to get that steal, come down the court, and make that jump shot and hold the pose, that's what you call finishing the game. And how many times have we seen him do that kind of thing? How many times, I mean, like I said, it just became a thing with Jordan. It's just a thing of him knowing how to keep the game close until it's time for him to finish. And again, you know, I think this is what makes Jordan the greatest. This is what makes him the clutchest, is he just doesn't panic. Like, the way he sees the game is unlike anyone else. You know, to think of it as, hey, I just happen, you know, and if you remember, Phil Jackson had to have Michael Jordan come have that talk with Kobe. Because, you know, Kobe was known to overexert himself and insert himself into the games, you know, to the detriment of the team a lot of times early on. But Phil Jackson had to bring Michael in and let him have that talk with Kobe. You know, tell him, hey, just be patient and, you know, and teach him about finishing the game. That's what it's about. And not to get into this, but, you know, it kind of makes, again, that's what LeBron James sorely lacks in his approach to the game. You know, and part of it is just LeBron's mentality of feeling like there's supposed to be some sort of advantage. It's like, no, LeBron, you should have the skills to keep your team close, and then you finish the game at the end. But anyway, we gonna hold up here. Like I said, I just saw that, and I'm sure most of you all have seen that interview with BJ Arm on the Rich Eisen show. But I just saw that, and it just made me realize it kind of further reiterated the way that I think about Michael Jordan and his ability to impose his will on the game. But I really think it's more or less how Jordan started seeing the game. It's just like, hey, all I need to do is score in key moments and finish the game at the end. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think Michael Jordan is not only the greatest the most clutch athlete we've ever had, but is he also the greatest finisher of the game? Like I said, to me, Jordan he knew how to do everything when it was needed. If it was a rebound, whether it was a defensive play, he knew how to finish the game. He knew how to keep the game close until the fourth quarter when it's time to put him away. And he's shown that he was capable of doing that over and over and over again. Let me know what you guys think. You all have a fantastic day, and I will see you next time. All right.